Every game's kind of different, but I guess, probably coming in this, you probably were looking forward to maybe getting some of those bench guys some good minutes and stuff like that and get out of it what you wanted.
Oh, yeah, it was great. And, as a coach, you go in concerned because we didn't have Anthony, and he didn't practice the last 2 days, and he got landed on my Tarzuski, and there was nowhere to go, and it kind of hyperextended his knee, and there was a lot of swelling, and he kind of wanted to go, but we were weighing the options, and just decided he couldn't. So, as a coach, you get a little nervous without Anthony, but the guys had a good mental approach, and we're working on some things that are important to us, and we're trying to get better at. And each team's a little different, and each team has to find their strengths. And so we're tweaking a few things for this team to try to make them better.
The bench, I know, against Arizona, for whatever reason, they didn't get too involved, but in a game like this to get them involved, what does that do for you guys?
It's a key to our season, really. We need, we can't have. I mean, that was a big part of what happened. Arizona wore us down. It was their 9 against our 5, and so we need those other guys to be able to come in and contribute and make things happen. And so it's good for them to get some of their. Lonnie's got to get some rust off, and Paris needs experience, and Zach, and all those guys, and Robin. He did some good things tonight. So their development's crucial for throughout the length of the season for us to be Mountain West competitive.
With Lonnie in particular, I mean, you obviously knew he could do one thing very well, and that's one of the reasons you wanted him. It seemed like once he kind of got in the flow and got some confidence, then he hit a couple threes in the second half. And how nice was it to kind of, like you said, get him off the
Well, so much of a shooter. It's tough being a pinch hitter, but so much of a shooter is your mindset, your confidence, and so it's good to get his confidence going. And I think physically he's getting a little better because his legs have been bothering him so much. But he looks a little healthier, and he's flying to the ball better, and he's getting his shot prep better. And so, he's a big key to the season as far as how much we can get out of him.
He said he's kind of getting used to coming off the bench more and stuff. And what's going to be the biggest challenge or difference for someone like that's done a lot of starting and then has to kind of come off the bench?
The biggest challenge is it's when you throw him in the game, you say, all right, go make a 3, because that's kind of his specialty, and that can be tough. It's hard to get him in the flow. And some of them shooters need 4 or 5 shots before they get in the flow. And when you're coming off the bench, you sometimes don't always have that opportunity. And so he's got to adjust to that where, hey, I'm going to be ready to get my first look, and I'm going to be ready to make my first look. And that can lead to a lot more.
Chandler talked a lot about your rebounding. Each game that's going to be such a big focus, and tonight obviously had a great advantage there.
Yeah.
Just what did you guys do that was so good?
To see the fruits of our labor. I saw Mr. Ryan in the back. We're starting to see all that hard work paying off as far as our rebounding, and we're getting a little bit better at it. And we have guys go get rebounds that haven't gotten any yet this year. And I was really proud of Lonnie. We had a good bigs did a nice job of moving guys back, and then our guards came in and got the rebound. And that's when we're a good rebounding team when we can do that.
Anthony, do you expect him to be back Thursday? Or
we do. They did some things that happened with his knee, and we're gonna try to move him around a little bit tomorrow. Not too much, but some. So he's ready to go on Thursday.
Did it work out? As far as the schedule goes and stuff, worked out I guess fairly well. You said you wanted to rest him anyways as much as you could.
Perfect,
so
because we had 2 good days of practice where we got some guys. We worked a lot with those bench guys. James was a little banged up from that Arizona game, and so was Anthony. So they didn't get a ton of reps of practice, or none. And so we were able to really concentrate on some of those other guys that are coming off the bench, and I think it helped.
Well, talk about the bigs, Zach and David in particular, where they are now in their development, and how important they're going to be moving forward.
Well, I think they're a huge key, all 3 of them, because whichever one keeps developing, whichever one we don't know who's going to. Some nights it might be David, some nights it might be Zach, some nights it might be Robin, and they just got to keep plugging away and working, and in the next 60 days they can really develop and become. They're all young, and they're all growing and developing and getting better. And if one of them or 2 of them can make a big jump, it's really going to help this team.
Paris ends the night with 15, and a kid that's so much hype coming in, and people were really talking about him. How has he handled his new role? I mean, coming off the bench, and he's obviously not the star on this team, but how have you seen him handle his new role and his spot on this team?
It's always a struggle for freshmen because they go from being the star to try to figure out a lot of things. I mean, he's had probably more thrown at him in the last 2 months than he's had his whole basketball career. So he's trying hard. He's a competitor. He wants to be out there a lot. He wants to play. So a night like this is really good. He 15 points off 7 shots. He made some nice passes. He didn't have a lot of turnovers, but something we keep working on to get better at. And each time he comes out with us, he'll get a little bit better.
You talk about development and stuff. I mean, a guy like Robin, who didn't even play high school ball in the U.S. and stuff, gets out there and gets double figures.
Yeah.
How have you kind of seen him progress? And I guess with him, it's probably very noticeable.
Sure. And with him, it's just, again, it's like Paris a little bit, where he's trying to understand what the heck we're talking about, what we're doing, and where we want him to go. And it's it's new to them, and so the more experience they can get, the better they're going to get, because they're all good basketball players and they're all talented, and they just got to, some of them have to figure out defensively, some of them have to figure out what we're doing on offense, and they all got different things they have to figure out.
What do you make of the opportunity you have in this tournament?
These are great, and you love to play these because there's NCAA caliber teams all up and down in this tournament. There's resume building opportunities. It starts. I said before, UC Irvine, they're an at-large kind of team. They're not just, Big West doesn't get a lot of at-large bids. I don't know if they've ever gotten one, but this UC Irvine team certainly is one. And I think, did they win tonight?
They were winning pretty good against St. Clair.
They would be 5-0, and it's a great resume opportunity. And we know, obviously, there's no looking ahead. We know what a challenge we're facing on this first game, and our guys are excited to play. You said
this summer, you said kind of how James kind of handles his kind of newfound attention, and if you pressure, if you want, how he handled that would be key for him and you guys this season. It seems like he's kind of rolled with it pretty well. How has he kind of handled all that?
Because the thing that guys like that can't do is they can't hear a bunch of outside voices confusing them on what makes them good, what they need to do, they have to focus on what they do well, and then try to get better at some of the things that they need to get better at, and keep improving. And James has a great attitude about that. And he's all about the team. I mean, I haven't seen any, energy drop off or playing cool. He's flying around. I mean, he got 13 boards in 19 minutes tonight. That's, if you do that, you'll lead the nation in rebounding. You get that efficiently.
Chandler did say that, that even after he scores 27 against Arizona, you wouldn't have known it.
No, he just flies around and makes. Those 13 rebounds, that's huge. And that's, he can bring that night in, night out, whether the shot's going or not. Makes us a lot better team.
How are you guys equipped or handled to play 3 and 4 days? Or are you?
That's a good question, but I don't know. I know we got some mental toughness, but we're, physically we got a lot of kind of banged up guys a little bit, but games like this, games are great medicine. Guys want to play, and being able to hold Drimick out is going to help his leg and his knee, and so we'll just have to figure out a way to manage it, but we just got to manage the first one, and then we'll go from there.
Dude, how is it with your staff the way it is now with Jeff, Sean, Danny? You lost Luke a couple of years ago, but now you've had this staff for now 2 years. It seems like you guys all work really well together.
Yeah, they know their roles, they know what they're doing, and they're experts in their roles. And unfortunately, I have a bunch of guys that are head coach material and head coaches in their own way, and they're when I delegate their head coaches in that area, and they do a terrific job of it. It's great. It's great for me.
How do you guys as a staff need to change what you do when you have these banged up guys and you're going to play high level competition? Because you really like to get up and go and have this team running up and down. Do you guys change anything when you have guys?
Well, we got to do, we want to play Boise State basketball, and we want to do what we do, but each team's going to be a little bit different, and we're trying to find the identity of this team and help them, find what they're going to be really good at. And last year we were one of the best offensive teams and one of the best defensive teams in the league. Well, this team's going to be a little bit different defensively, and we gotta find those little tweaks that we can do to help them be good at be a great defensive team and be good at certain things that make them